I'm Zoe Anker. I am an abstract artist, mainly screen printer, and I'm known for my vibrant, abstract, bright pieces. My background is fashion. I used to work in the fashion industry, and I suppose it's just naturally evolved from my love of shapes, love of colour. That's always been part of it. After having my children, I couldn't really go back into that job because it was a long time ago and you couldn't really work part-time in that role. I didn't really know what to do. I remembered that when I did my fashion degree, I loved screen printing and that element of it, and I just naturally fell into doing it on paper. I think when I first started, I used a lot less layers. I worked smaller, just playing around, mixing with colours and stuff. I always use fluorescents and bright colours. That hasn't really changed. I love pink, fluorescent pink, pale pink, bubblegum pink, every pink I will use. I love pink, it's my favourite colour, but also fluorescent yellow. I will sometimes kind of, try and set myself a little task of only working in blue today. Just shades of blue for one day. And it just never looks finished. I just feel like it's not done unless it has my little stamp. The themes mainly in my work, I would say, are botanical. I love floral, I love nature, I love being outdoors, I love all of that kind of stuff, shapes of flowers, but I also love brutal architecture, so there's lots of sharp lines. I like a really bold, sharp line, but then, perhaps bring in some overlays of organic shapes, which, may be something I've drawn, sketching of something on a beach somewhere. I like to mix the two. I like to mix the brutal, the hard line and the soft edges. I don't know, it's just something I just think it works well together. I like to use negative space as well in between that, so it doesn't look so harsh. Basically, I never really know what I'm going to produce. I kind of work as I'm going along, let things evolve naturally, and just, cut out pieces of paper and build up shapes, but through screen printing mainly. I never really have a plan of how it's going to look, what it's going to be like at the end. I kind of just know when it's finished. I love the freedom of it. I love not knowing how each piece, as I start it, how it's going to end up. All my work is generally one-off pieces because I don't want things to be the same. I like to keep moving, I like to keep changing things. When I'm working, it depends where I'm at with my work. If I'm in the beginning, it's much less considered because it's just putting those base layers and base shapes and base colours down, so I'm very kind of sporadic and I just churn it out. And I'm probably working on 3 or 4 different pieces, different sizes, with similar shapes at the same time, and so it's all kind of going on, and I'll be listening to drum and bass really loud, and then it gets to the point where I'm kind of coming towards the end and I have to be much more considered because I really have to think where, what should go where and what colour goes next, because there is kind of although it's chaotic, it's part of the process. So I'll probably listen to, I don't know, an audiobook or something, or just have complete silence. It's never the same. I never produce the same thing over again. I always work on one-off pieces. I very, very, very rarely produce an edition of work because I just like everything to be different. There may be similarities, maybe treat it like a little capsule collection. That's probably comes back from my fashion background. I hope people find my artwork bright, cheerful, happy, uplifting, because when I'm making my work, I am all of those things because I love what I do, and I just hope that comes through. I hope people think, this is happy.